Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Justy, and today we are finally doing something cosplay related, which I'm very excited about. It is a hard thing to do right now because obviously we're not going to conventions, we're not going out to places, so there's just been a lack of cosplay content here, and that's so sad because I definitely still do that. So today, to make up for that, I'm giving you a review. I'm sure a lot of people have done these bodysuit reviews. That's fine. I'm sure they're great. I'm gonna throw my opinion in too. And sometimes I think it helps to get an opinion from somebody who's like no affiliation with these companies whatsoever. I'm a nobody, I'm a zero, they don't know who I am, I'm not sponsored, they didn't send me this, I paid for it with my own money. So if it sucks, I will tell you. But the good news is it does not suck. So I made the decision to cosplay this idiot, which is something that I'm still struggling with personally, that I made that decision. But here we are. And I never thought I would own a printed bodysuit. I don't particularly love them. I've made all other bodysuits that I have worn, but I don't know if you noticed how snaky this is. There was no way that I could create this correctly. So here we are. Let's just jump right into the Zentaizone review, and eventually I'll try it on for you. So first up, the actual pattern on the bodysuit did not come from Zentaizone or any website that prints bodysuits. It's not a well-picked character, so I'm not surprised. So I won't be commenting on the actual art or the image, because that was done by somebody else that I purchased off Etsy, but very happy with that. It's just not relevant to this review. First up, website, pretty usable. It's not frustrating to figure out. When we first started putting in my measurements, the fields were a little confusing. We weren't exactly sure, when it says thing like shoulder, or we're like, okay, is that one shoulder? Is that shoulder to shoulder? What do you want? But we did quickly realize that there is a picture below where you put in your measurements that shows you what those measurements mean. So that was on us. They do have that, and it cleared it up. I knew my measurements for this were gonna be pretty much perfect because they were ones that were recently taken by a friend who's making something for me, who is an actual professional seamstress. And I know how to take my measurements, don't get me wrong, but I knew hers would be perfect. So I used hers. And they were with a chest binder because that's what I intend to use with this suit. And I say all that so when I put it on, you can see the fit versus what measurements I put in. So I put in all of my stuff. You have to almost go through the whole checkout before you can upload the image of what you want, which I thought was a little strange and made me nervous. I was like, what if I hit the end of this checkout and there was actually no place to put my image in? So they just make me a blank suit. In the end, we were okay, obviously. I got the image in. I didn't go for a lot of fancy extras. I did pay the extra $30 for the super lycra. I don't know what the difference is with the basic because I've never owned another bodysuit, but I am pleased I did that. This has a decent amount of thickness. This does not feel like flimsy spandex. And so far that I've noticed, when it stretches, there's no see-through bits, which is really important. So I'm happy that I upgraded that. I think other people say if you aren't gonna wear it a lot or not really take it to conventions, you don't necessarily need the upgrade. I think it's worth the extra $30 for the comfort that you're not wearing essentially underwear material, you know what I mean? I want some substance to my stretch. I also paid for the soles, but not the full shoe. I didn't need the full shoe. I don't need my toes protected. Hopefully nobody steps on my toes. I tend to not let anybody near me anyway on a good day, so I think we'll be fine. The soles are good. They're thick. They're definitely going to protect the bottom of my feet. The one thing I have noticed, because when I first put this on, I was barefoot because I didn't want any sock lines, is the soles are very uncomfortable. It is literally just the bottom of the shoe. There's no insole or insert. So it freaking hurt. When I put my foot in with a sock, it definitely was a little bit better and I think more tolerable for a short period of time. I definitely don't think it would be good for walking around a convention, but if you put in insoles or your own little slips, I think it would be totally fine. So not too big of a deal breaker. I wish it had been a little more comfortable, but I guess you win some, you lose some. I didn't have to pay for a mask or anything like that because he does not wear a mask. And then I just got the regular invisible bag zipper. I didn't pay for the special U zipper that's harder to see. Wasn't really a big deal for me. That's more for, I think, the Spider-Man suits where you don't want to interrupt the pattern, I would guess. I don't know. Zentaizone definitely had a lot of preset bodysuit patterns that you can pick from all the most common stuff. So obviously they've got lots of like Spider-Man. There was definitely like some Boku no Hero, I'm pretty sure, if that's what I'm remembering correctly. There's definitely anime ones. There's lots and lots of choices. So if you're picking a character that more than 2 people like, there is a really good chance that they'll have what you need, which means you don't have to pay for a separate custom making or a separate custom image, because I did have to pay for this art separately. So that can get a little pricey. But if you're doing something that's a little more obscure, a little more rare, you are gonna have to find somebody else to make the image. Zentaizone will not make this image for you, and they won't have it. So making and shipping time. I honestly was super impressed with this. Obviously, when you're getting something custom, they have to custom make it, one, and even, you know, if you're picking one of the images off their website, chances are someone still needs to piece it together. So it's never gonna come out next day, but I assumed I'd be waiting quite a while. I ordered this on October 2nd, and by October 14th, I had received the email that it had been shipped out, which is really good for the making time for this. I was very happy. I expected it to be quite a while in shipping because it is coming from China. It is free shipping, which is nice. I did enjoy not paying, but I figured that I'd be waiting longer because I didn't, which I was fine. I am not going to be wearing this super quickly, so I could wait. But it came within like 2.5 weeks max, which is pretty freaking amazing, especially for right now during the pandemic. I was very, very impressed with that. So hopefully that's something that happens often. I don't know for sure. Obviously, I have not ordered anything else, and I have not ordered during regular time. But for right now and for how quickly it came to me, I'm happy. That's 10 out of 10. No complaints about the construction time or the shipping time. Let's talk about some construction while we're on that. Overall, I am very, very happy with the construction of this suit, which is good. I was nervous. I didn't know how well it would be put together. It's paying a lot of money and you're putting a lot of trust in people, but I am pleased. The neck is a little flimsy. I don't totally love that, but I feel like there's no real way to like make that any better with the type of stretch material and the way these suits are built. So I don't think I can hold that against anyone. The invisible zipper is pretty much perfect. This lines up exactly over it. You can't see it. And the different connectors in the back line up well over the zipper. And that continues pretty much everywhere. They've done a really good job of making sure all the lines properly line up in the construction of this, which that was something I was also very worried about, but they did a great job. The hands are probably the least perfect part, but you're not really going to notice that as much, and hands are very, very hard to line up perfectly everywhere, especially with the fact that they've done these like middle bits in the fingers. So that's fine. The printing of the image is very crisp, it's very clear, it's not blurry, so all of that makes me very, very happy. Obviously, I don't know how much is them and how much is just the image that they were given. I feel like they have to have some hand in it. Like if they printed it badly, it would look bad. So that's good. The soles are glued on nice and tight. That's great. And all the seams are really, really good, except for this hand. There is a stray thread, which is fine. I can cut that off. But there is also, when I put this on, you'll see it better, a little hole in my thumb where they just didn't finish sewing the thumb. Not entirely sure why. So maybe just sew up the thumb for me, please. All in all, for like buying from cosplay companies though, this is not the worst thing that I have ever purchased or received. So overall, very, very happy. And if we take a look at the inside, all the edges are serged and finished, which is really awesome. That's how most of the seams are closed together as well, which makes them super strong. I love that. That's like what the inside of the bottom of the shoe looks like. They literally just glued the fabric onto a sole. So if you select the sole option, that's what's going to happen. It's very clean, very well built in here, very happy with it. The zipper is in nicely. It's got this little triangle for reinforcement on your butt. I forgot to mention earlier, and since we're talking about construction though, I did also get the forearm zippers, which again are put in perfectly. Other than the zipper tab itself, you cannot see it when it's closed. It doesn't catch when you open it, which is really awesome. And this just allows you, well, if you ever wear these to a convention, you can then, let's say it's on my hand, You can't eat with this glove. You're gonna dirty your glove, but you can't take off the whole suit. If you have the forearm zipper, you can literally just slip your hand out the forearm and now you can eat. Amazing. I didn't have to talk to the staff at any point other than like my order when it's sent into them. So I don't know how communicative they are. I don't know what that's like. I can't make any comments on those. I'm happy. I'm very, not surprised, because I know lots of people who have gotten these suits, and obviously people wouldn't keep ordering them if they all really sucked. But I don't know, I'm just like, I'm happy, you know, because I've never done this before and I don't love bodysuits, but this one turned out real well. So we've talked about the shipping, we've talked about the construction, we've talked about the buying experience. I think that's all of it. So let me go ahead and go put this bad boy on for ya. We got a new frame. It's not the most attractive frame, but you can see more of the outfit. Also, there's no pockets, and this does not want to clip to the smooth material. But here it is on. You're not getting a special wig because my wig for this is still being created, and I don't want to change it, and this isn't like a ooh, look like that character. It's me just showing you how the suit fits. So I'm wearing a binder and a sausage casing, which I think a lot of normal people might call shapewear. I was pleasantly surprised that I don't feel too round, I guess the nicest way to put this. I'm always worried when I put on spandex, but this has a decent amount of thick, and with the protective layer inside, I look quite smooth. It's not like the perfectest look I've ever had, but I'm happy. I did not put socks on, and man, these soles hurt. If you are going to get just the soles, please make sure you have some of your own inserts to put in there for wearing the whole day. Even with socks, I could tell eventually this would get quite grating on your feet if you were at like a convention. So you need an insert. It really hurts. This outfit fits super well. They clearly very much listened to my measurements. It fits. It's snug enough that there's no like weird wrinkles all over the place. There are some in like high articulation points. You really can avoid that. But I don't have any sagging or wrinklies anywhere else. And it stretches enough that it's not like fitting awkwardly. So they didn't, you know, make it too big based on my measurements, or too small. You know, you don't want to have it like so tight you want to die. The fingers feel a little bit bulky, which I think comes from the fact that they have put those little middle bits in. I generally, I mean, also because I'm lazy and this is hard, I just make the 2-side stretch gloves, which I think would have cut down on the bulk. I would assume there's a reason they put that middle bit in. Maybe it makes it stronger. Maybe it's better for the image. I don't know, but it definitely, like, bulky fingers, I don't love that part. The thumb looks good, other than where I have a hole. There is the zipper for the wrist. When it's on, you just do a little tug, and then you go boop, 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 boop. There's my wrist, or hand. That's what that's called. And then you can eat, and then you can put it back on. I have found it is difficult to zip back up on your own because it starts to like make this weird thing. So last time I had to use my teeth, or you can kind of hold at the end, but it'll take a moment. The good news about the gloves is you can use a phone with them. I was honestly very shocked by that. These feel pretty smooth and like it wouldn't work, but they did. You have to be quite purposeful with your touches, and like, because they're so thick, you're going to have a harder time with some of the finer details. But like if you need to answer your phone or maybe quickly look at a map because you're lost, you can do it without stripping out of your suit. Amazing. Yeah, it sits pretty well everywhere. I'm feeling good about it. The zipper still looks good when I've got it on. So all in all, this is like very well constructed. I definitely still wish it was like something I could have made because I like building these bodysuits. I've done it a million times for Harley. I did it for Ladybug way back in the day when I cared more about this show. I do wish I had been able to accomplish that, but this, do you see all these little snake bits? I wasn't gonna be able to accomplish that. There's not like snake fabric. Like, what? All these weird lines? What was I gonna do? Paint that on? No. So all in all, I would definitely personally recommend Zentaizone if you are gonna buy a printed bodysuit. Personally, I definitely, even though I haven't tried the regular, I would upgrade to that $30 Super Lycra. Just based on how thick this is, I worry about it being any thinner. I don't think it would feel as comfortable. I don't think I would look as good in it. And I think it would wear out faster. So it's $30 extra. I get sometimes that's a lot, but for what this is, I think it's definitely worth it. You're gonna be way more comfortable. The forearm zipper is also the best idea. Don't get stuck in a bodysuit where you can't use your hands. I've played that game. It's not fun. Trust me. All right, I don't think there's any other way for me to say that I'm happy with this product, so we're gonna put a wrap up on this video before I keep repeating myself. If you have any questions about the ordering process, about the suits, about where to find images for your suits, anything related to these kind of printed bodysuits, you can definitely leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer. I'm certainly not the world's expert, but I did a lot of research to figure out which one to buy, so I know a few things here and there, and I'm always happy to help you guys out if I can. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today. Look out for when I finish this outfit, and the photos are up on my Queen of the Lost Boys Instagram. I'm going to make a very hot punk snake boy. Very excited about it. All I want to do is be a hot boy in my life. That's it. And otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!